Hello, Commander. This is the Defense Politics Asia Tiny SITREP. Start off with the southern front. With there's nothing happening over the southern front. Moving over at the Zaporizhia region. The only fighting is reported over at Novosibirsk on the western part of the Novosibirsk, which is a major supply hub. Over at the Donetsk region, so we are now in the Donetsk front. At the Donetsk region, in the Vuhledar region, this is Vuhledar city. And you can see at the Vuhledar, there is major fighting around this region, with the pro-Russian sources saying that the Russian forces have entered Vuhledar and fighting within the city. However, the pro-Ukrainian sources refuted this information that the Russians are not in the city at all. The Ukrainian forces are counter-attacking over on the eastern part of Vuhledar in the dachas, the holiday houses from the mine region. And there is bombardments also on the dachas west of Mikhailsk, where the Russian forces is currently doing the clearing operations. There's also fighting reported at Przestivka on the western side of Vuhledar, where there is a Russian offensive occurring around this region. Over at the western part of Donetsk city itself, there is fighting reported at Marinka and as well as at Vuhledar. This is still an ongoing thing. Over at the northwestern part of Donetsk city, there's fighting reported at Nevelske, as well as in the region of Vodian, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. And there's nothing much over at the New York front, except that there is fighting reported at Druzhba, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, where they name drop this location for the one of the part that they repulsed Russian forces. Over at the Bakhmut region, so we are currently here. The Bakhmut front, there is fighting reported close to Dilievka, and there is fighting reported towards Stupochki, and there is also fighting reported towards Ivanivsky, which is also Krasny in Russian. Over at the Bakhmut city, there is fighting reported in four different locations, moving Russian forces advancing in the north, in the eastern side in two different regions here at the at this meat processing plant, and over at the Zabakhmutka region. And in the southern part, from Opine, moving up north into the southern part of Bakhmut city. In the north of Bakhmut, just before Soledar, there is fighting reported at Paraskovievka, Krasnohora, and Blahodatny. And over at the Siversk front, this is a Siversk region. We are now in the most eastern part of the eastern front. There is fighting reported over at Mykolaiivka, Rozdolivka, and the Russians continue to attack at Sperne, and there is also fighting reported at the Luhansk below Horivka, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Rumors of the capture is all false information. Over at Kreminna region, the Ukrainian forces is launching their own counteroffensive over at the TINY to Nevsky region. This region here, the Ukrainian forces are launching their counteroffensive, with the Russians also attacking the Ukrainian forces around Shevardnopopivka. There is fighting reported towards Makivka and Nevsky. This is the Russians' own offensive, which the Ukrainians pushing here and the Russian pushing here. Bombardment is reported at the region of Druzhelyobivka. Around this region here, there is also bombardment reported over at Stemakivka. Russian forces is spotted by drone footages south of Novosibirsk, confirming our mapping is largely correct. And there is also bombardment at Pischany, as well as at Sinkivka over in the Kupiansk region. And over at the Kharkiv front, the Russians launched a raid at Ternova, managed to capture around 500 meters of land. Not sure if this is a sustained offensive or not, and the reinforcement is reported at Udi and Kozacha Lopan by the Ukrainian side in reaction to this possible Russian offensive in the Kharkiv region. So that's all for the Tiny SITREP, which is a situation report, and I'll see you in the next update.